what's up YouTube? Darksigner here, coming at you guys with another video. So what's up guys, it's been like a week I think. So you guys know that I usually show you guys deck profiles of just decks that go undefeated, so that's why sometimes like there'll be a week I don't really upload just because like I lost in the tournament, you know what I mean? So there's no real, like I said, I want to show you guys like decks that perform up to what I think are like good standards, obviously, like it should be at least be able to win the locals. You know what I mean? So this week I ended up playing Beetroopers. I tested it for essentially like two different tournaments. I ended up going 3-2 in one of them and then 5-0 in the other one. And then what's it called? We didn't play out top 8 like at all. What's it called? But so in the first one, the 3-2, I just ended up playing like a super back row deck and I just couldn't do anything. It was like Inspector Borders and just heavy back row, and this deck just loses to back row. Just because like your boards that you make just don't interact with like anything that like I guess the back row decks do, which is like just have like a normal monster and just beat you with it essentially, right? So, like something with ultra guys and stuff, like your end board doesn't really hurt it at all, like so you just lose to back row deck. Also like an Inspector Border deck. And then I ended up losing the other round to Tri Brigade because game 1 he opened Droll, Veiler, Ash, Nib. And then game 2 he opened double Veiler, Ash, Nib. And I was still able to play around all that stuff, but the Nib at the very end is what got me, like, so yeah. And then I'll show you guys the deck profile. I like the deck a lot. I think the games that I did lose, and then the 5-0, like it was literally just all Tri Brigade and then like Shadow, like that's literally all I played against. And it has a really good matchup against those as long as you go first. And even going second, like you have so many extenders that it's so hard for them to like, I guess, play around you because summoning Omen, like it's super difficult to know what you have to hit in this deck, cause like as long as you make the beetle, like you're fine. So yeah, and then so all those matches were pretty easy. Like the second time around, like I said, it was literally just the back row, and then all that guy just happened having super amounts of extenders. I don't know, like I don't know what to say about the deck. The deck performed how I wanted it to, but the two games that I did lose, if I did have Ready Fusion and that weird like fusion that is like $100, I would have won because both times I had the card that like I used as like a replacement, and I'll show you guys what it is in a bit. But if I did have the Ready Fusion, I would have won, just because like the times that I got nibbed, I needed one more extender to play through it, and but yeah, so it sucks. The card's too expensive. The replacement worked out fine. Usually when I had it. It's just those two times I wish it would have been something else. So yeah, so it's Beetroopers. I'll just call it Insects because it's like 3 different engines. But yeah, so here we go. So the first card I play is 3 Beetrooper Scout Buggy. So essentially this is just like a tour guide, but it just summons itself. So you just go summon, and it just lets you go into an easy rank 3. So at the end of the combo you just make this, you bring this out with Beetle, and then you make Cicada King, just to bring out like your scary moth and stuff. And it's also just, like I said, another extender, so it just pushes through stuff. And then 3 the Scout Bomber. So this one is just when you normal to put summon an insect, you can put summon this from the hand. So it's a way to chain block. And then also if a monster on your opponent's side of the field activates an effect, you can tribute a insect and it pops it. So that actually comes up sometimes. It has a 2000 defense but, so it's kind of hard to deal with sometimes. You just have to know how to play this card, I think. But, so, obviously an extender, the same way, and a chain block, so, yeah. That's the only reason. It's really good. Wish we had one more, but we only have 3. We only have 3, like, Beetrooper cards. And the last one is Sting Lancer. At the first tournament, I put this at 3, but it just conflicts with, like, because, like, you want them to hand trap you, I guess, in a way so that you could use your Sting Lancer. But well, I don't know. There was just a lot of games where I just drew this and I just never was able to summon it. I use this more as like a hand trap. It was really nutty against Shaddolls because like every time they only have like one like Shaddol in the grave to activate like Schism. So when they activate Schism or whatever, you could like you go Chain Lancer and then just like put their card back on the bottom of the, like So it just like it came up a lot, and then like I said, I ended up cutting into 2 and I liked it a lot better because you can always supposed to summon it with your guys, and then it's so easy to have access to this, so yeah, that's why I just ended up playing 2. Like I said, at 3 it was just too much, I think. It was just cloggy and I just didn't like it. And then now for the Battle Wasps, so 3 of this one. So this one, if you don't know what it does, you can just, it's a Rhoda, so you just summon it, you search your deck for another one, and then you could tribute an insect, I believe. Let me just make sure it's not a Battle Wasp. So quick effect, you can tribute one other insect and target one effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of the turn. So it actually, the negate effect came once with Winda, so yeah, but, so this card's really good. 3 of the Tin Bow, the attacker. So essentially this is just another extender. When you have it in the hand, you can still summon it, but you're locked into insects, which is like whatever. But again, it's another extender, so you play 3 of that. 3 Pin the Bullseye, so essentially another extender. When you have this in hand, you can spell summon it. If you control another insect, and it deals 200 to your opponent. So it's funny when you go into time and then you burn them for 200, especially after they keep reading all your cards, and then you just summon Pin the Bullseye game 3 and they just win. Never happened, but it could happen. And the last card is Battle Wasp, Artlist, the Rapid Blast, I guess. So essentially this is just, when you normal summon, you can spell summon back a Battle Wasp. So like a lot of the plays that you do, like if you have another extender, you can just go like summon this, search this out, and then when you make the Beetrooper guy, that lets you get an additional normal, you're able to summon this and like bring this back. So it just creates like more and more not extenders, but it creates a lot more monsters, more bodies. And again, like you want this deck to just be able to go off. You want every card to just be live. 3 of the card that's probably gonna get hit, I think. If a card would get hit, so it's Resonance Insect. It's not a once per turn. It has 2 different effects. The first one is when it gets sent from the field to the graveyard, you're able to add a level 5 or higher insect. So you just add like your extender, or you could add like Contact C, or you could add like your Kaiju, and then like, or your Scary Moth, etc. And then when you banish it from the graveyard, you send an insect from the deck to the graveyard, so you're able to send Gokipole. So essentially, I'll go into this in a bit, but yeah, so this card is just ridiculous. This card's so dumb, like, I don't know, this card, if this deck ever does become meta, this card's gonna get banned. This card's disgusting. So Gokipole, when it's sent to the graveyard, you get to add a level 4 insect from your deck to your hand. So you're able to add like your extenders, which I'll show right now, or like, Retaliating Sea and stuff like that, so it's really good. And if you add a vanilla, you can spell summon it and then pop a monster equal to the attack. That's why I kind of want to play a vanilla, just because it would be another extender. But you already have extenders, I guess, and I just don't want to have a vanilla, you know what I mean, that you could add off of it. So, but yeah, the popping, like, I kind of liked it. But I want, like, it'll take more testing, and again, I would have to play a vanilla that I don't want to play. So, and then so this is where the Ready Fusion would be. So I ended up playing the digital bug. So if you guys don't know what this does, it basically cannot be, it uses an XYZ, which doesn't really matter. It has to be an insect. When you normal, a level 3 insect, you can spell summon this card from the hand, and you can make both of them level 5 or level 7. So, and it also boosts up the XYZ. So this card, like, was just an easy, like, I guess, like, play, just because it's an extender that I could just use. And the thing is that there's so many level 3s in here that you're able to just use it, you know what I mean? Like, what's it called? It's super simple, like, to get it out. But like I said, Ready Fusion, like, would have came a lot better, just because you always have access to it, and you always put back the fusion with the Insector link. So yeah, but I don't know. In testing, it was kind of like, I don't know. I wish I had Ready Fusion, but I'm not gonna play for that fusion. But this is a good replacement. I didn't really have any issues besides, like I said, the 2 games that would have come up. But usually when I had it, it was like whatever. Like, it's just, sometimes you don't want to use all your extenders to, like, that way you can play around Nib or whatever. So I didn't summon this, and then, like I said, like, you can't really play around it, you know what I mean? Whereas with Ready Fusion, like I could hold it longer, because this one you normal summon. So yeah, but like I said, it was fine. It was fine. It's another extender. 2 of the Aztekipede, the Worm Warrior. So this one and Doom Dozer, they're, what's it called? They're all extenders that are addable off of the Resonance Insect. So this one, obviously, you add it at the end once you banish, but then you could add Doom Dozer, and then basically banish it, and then summon like Doom Dozer, and then like add this one, and then just keep continuing your plays. And they all have the effect, obviously, when they hit, what's it called? They mail a card from the top of your opponent's deck. Uh, I lost a game. Well, not lost a game, but like like yeah, I guess I did lose a game because I ended up mailing. Oh man, what did I mail? I think I mailed one of the Tri Brigade guys, and he was able to like what's it called, activate the Revolt into summon Omen. But what's it called? So that kind of like backfired because he didn't have enough for Omen. He just had enough for three, and I was trying to go for like game. You know what I mean? But what's it called? So yeah. But besides that, it's fine. What's it called? Oh no, wait, hold on. After I'm sorry, main phase two. He ended up being able to go Revolt and stopping me after I pushed like one of them. I didn't have game because they can't. What's it called? But yeah, so or something like that. But yeah, I give them 4 summon Revolt basically. That's what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, so these guys all extenders, all really really good. Like, and they're all addable off of insects. So yeah, and then 3 Retaliating C and 1 Contact C. So essentially, this one was really really good, really really good against a lot of decks. It's good against all the fair decks. Obviously, like I said, like the issue is that all the stuff that you add, like I said, against back row decks just doesn't hurt. And then Retaliating C, you play 3 of it because it's also like I want to say like an extender in a way because it also adds you a level 4, 15 or lower attack. So sometimes like let's say you're able to go like summon this, go summon something, right? Like and like whatever another extender, you make the the Beetrooper guy, and then off of this you add the insect, and then with this you get the additional normal. So then you're able to normal summon the insect, and then like you just go off so hard with it. So that's why you play 3. Like at first I was playing 2 because I just didn't see the need for it. I was like, well, there's not many decks that like activate off the spell like that, like to summon themselves. But it's just another like in a way an extender, you know what I mean? And then this thing was like I said, it was really good when I searched it out. You most of the time all your combos lead with you searching it out. So yeah, and it's really annoying for your opponent to deal with because even if they do get rid of it, you got rid of like one of their monsters, I guess, in a way. So like, against like Tri Brigade, you just summon this, and it's like annoying for them. So yeah, and then so 1 Kaiju. I play this one just because it's easy to get over. It's 24 attack. The other one's a little bit harder to deal with, so this is like the one I chose. If you play against the Wind Statue, I'm sorry, you know what I mean, but this is it. And then 1 Scary Moth. All your combos lead to Scary Moth, so yeah, Scary Moth. So if you guys don't know what it does, it just both players can only spell summon once, and you always have access to this, and you can always link it away and then Cicada King it back again. So like it's fine. But yeah, so you always bring this off of Cicada King, but you could also just bring it off of like an additional normal summon and stuff like that. So yeah, it's really really good. And then you only play like 5 other cards. Everything literally is like monsters, like 35 monsters, something like that, something crazy. So I play 1 Monster Born. One of the Beetrooper's field spells, so this thing just reborns any Beetrooper from the graveyard, but you take damage equal to its attack. And then if a Beetrooper dies, or an insect dies, you can spell summon one Beetrooper token, take 1,000 attack, 1,000 defense. So yeah, it's just another extender that you can search off of a Sting Lancer. 1 Foolish, 2 Droplets. I think this deck needs Droplets because like everything has to be resolved. Like you have to be able to resolve like your normal summon most of the time. And you have to resolve like 1 effect or something, so usually you just don't want to uplose it to be annoying. So yeah, so you just droplets, but it's like fine. You don't need to play this. And then 1 of the counter trap, it just negates a monster effect if you have a Beetrooper monster on the field. And then this is in the graveyard during your turn. You're during the end phase of your turn, and you have a monster that shows an attack, which is the beetle. You're able to bring this back and set it again, so it's broken. Sorry, it took so long, but I have to explain all the cards just because there's not that many people that know about Beetroopers yet. It's not like one of those decks where I just literally like tell you, okay, with 3 of this, you know. That's it for the main deck though. Like I thought it was really good. Like if you want to play the trap trick stuff, like that's totally up to you. I haven't tested with it, so this is just the way I have it right now. I might test with it, and then we'll see where we go from there. For the links and all the extra deck stuff, so it's 3 of the, I don't know, it's like a Hercules beetle, it's Invisible Atlas. So he's a 3,000 attack, and he has 2 effects. You can tribute any insect, and you either activate one of the 2, so you either make him 5,000 attack, or you can spell summon a Beetrooper from your deck. So again, it just ends the combo because you could add Sting Lancer to get to the counter trap or an extender, or you get the buggy, and the buggy gets you to Cicada King and like that. And if he's when he's 3,000 attack, he can't be like destroyed by card effects, can't be targeted. So yeah. 3,000 is a big body, but it does get ran over a lot, especially when they nib you, because they can just kill this. So it's kind of annoying. Nib's like the most annoying card. But yeah, so 3 of this is really good. Like, it's broken. Some decks can't really out this. So yeah. 3 of the armor horn. So this guy, it just literally has 2 effects. The first one is that you get an additional normal summon, like, which is really good in this deck because a lot of stuff like just continues your plays. And then you can banish 3 to summon it back, and then it banishes itself when it leaves the field. But that like is like ridiculous as well. So yeah, this card's really good. 2 of the Insector. I should be playing 3 of this. It came up a lot, but just 2, I guess, because you could just like in my theory was that I'm able to return this back. I can make the first one, then make the second one, and put the first one back. But it came up a lot where I needed the third one. So if I were you guys, I would play 3. So if you guys don't know what this does, when you make it, you can discard a card, and then you have to make sure you have another insect because you have to equip it to another monster. So you equip the Resonance Insect, and then you link it off or whatever. And then the other effect is that you're able to put back 3 insects to draw a card. So it comes up. And then 1 Seraphim. I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's just a link 3. It puts 2 counters on itself. Well, you put counters up to the amount of like link materials used, but the important part is it's a link 3. And then the other effect is you can remove a counter from it, a quick effect, and then reborn an insect. So it's really good. It sucks because it's only 1 effect per turn, so you can't like you can't summon right away like the first turn, but it's fine. Like sometimes you make it and you just kind of have it chilling there, and you get your pluses off of it essentially. And then 1 of this guy. So this is Shinobi Insect. I can't even Hakaromo. I don't know. So basically, this one, if a monster he's pointing to is destroyed, you still summon an insect from your deck. So it's really really good. And then while he's pointing at something, or let me make sure, while this card points to a monster, your opponent can blah blah blah. So when this guy's pointing at an opponent's monster, it can be targeted for attack. So it's really good. And then 1 Amarage. So this thing is just literally when you summon insect, you make this, and then you search out, and then you continue your place. So that's why Amarage is here. The Phoenix, I just had this for like utility, but I would rather just have another the Insector. And then 1 access code because you can make this all day, like so easily. So this card's broken as hell. And then 1 Cicada King. With the XYZ insect, I was a little digital bug. I was playing like a rank 7 that could attack directly, and then a Zeus. But I don't know, I just didn't see myself coming up that much, and I just wanted to have access to more generic stuff, you know. But yeah, but you guys should try that as well. It's like a butterfly rank 7, can attack directly. If you have no monsters on the field, and then you're able to make a Zeus afterwards. But yeah, that's it for the extra deck. It's pretty generic. Like I said, everything's like insect except for like the last like 3, I guess. So yeah, but then like I said, those that just come up. But I would cut the Phoenix for another of the Insector link. As far as side deck, this is the side deck I used both weeks. They worked out perfectly. I never had any issues. So 3 Phantasme to search out your 3 Nibiru's that just win you all the matchups that you normally lose against. You don't want to deal with Sky Striker. You don't want to deal with Salamander because they have too many negates. So you just win off of these cards. Against Tri Brigade, I never put in Nibs, but I do put in the Phantasmes because you have so many. Like, you want to just draw more extenders, like that. You just beat them that way. 1 Packer Top's like the best going second card. Another Contact C against certain matchups, like you just want to have the second one. You want to have access to it. 3 Twin, broken. I was playing 1 Heartpiece Feather Duster, so it is missing a card. So just I was borrowing it, and then so yeah, so 3 Twin and 1 Heartpiece Feather Duster against the back row decks. And then the best card in the side deck, because you can play it. 3 Rivalry of the Warlords. This card is bonkers, man. Like, this card wins you so many matchups. The fact that, like I said, they're all insects, like, this card is just ridiculous. Like, oh my god, this card just wins you so many games. Tri Brigade loses to this card. Like, even Shadal loses to this. Because especially if they go like Alistair and you let them make, like, whatever, like the Amarage or anything like that, more and more people are trying to play the Amarage just because they want to have access to the other one. Like, you just beat them with this card. This card is so nutty, like, against so many decks. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed showing you guys. If you have any questions, again, like, feel free to message below.